Hey guys, welcome back to the Snapring Chronicles. Today we're coming back at you with another Ratchet video. Today we have a Indestro, the 6472 model. But before we jump into it, as always, if you find these videos helpful or informative, could you give me a like or also subscribe to this channel? It's takes you a second and it's free and it would help me out a lot. Okay, so today we have this 1/2-inch drive Indestro 6472 made in USA, and these were made, I'm not sure when they were made. I think these were made like in the 60s, and they were sold under different names. The same ratchet, the same configuration, probably 60s, 70s, and they also sold under the name of Westline. I think that's a Western Auto brand, and Wizard, which is I think another Western Auto brand, and they also sold under the name Patriot, which I'm not sure who carried Patriot or Patriot Tools. If you guys have any info on Patriot, drop me a line, let me know what the deal is and who carried Patriot, because I don't know, I never ran across any ads or anything of with the Patriot for any stores that carried Patriot tools, but they did carry this tool, this ratchet. They did make Duro Indestro did make this ratchet for Patriot. Okay, as you can see, there's some knurling up here on the handle. It doesn't go all the way through, it's like knurling in the middle and smooth on the ends. And these were bored through the handle, so I guess they're easier to hang from something, a hanger or whatnot. And as you can see, the switch is moving when you're ratcheting, so that's a dead giveaway for there's some sort of bat wing pawl working in here. And almost to a fault, if you run across these, and you run across a few of them, you're gonna find that the switches are always loose on these. They're always kind of flopping around. You see how this one like kind of wants to come up like that? And my take on that is that these switches were kind of the soft metal, and the protrusion that's coming out of the pawl, that's the hard metal, because it's part of the pawl, that protrusion. So when this softer switch gets switched and switched and switched, eventually the hole there is gonna widen. See how it's like flopping around there? So, and it's not strange to find these without switches also, because the hole will open up to a wide degree where it will just, the switch will fall off. And another thing about these is to get the switch back on is kind of hard, because you have to peen the protrusion that's made from the pawl. And as we know, a pawl is like a hardened piece of steel that's supposed to be hard, so you know it could withstand the ratcheting. So it's kind of pretty hard to peen the metal over to cover the hole there. So just something I noticed from dealing with a bunch of these. Okay, and we open this up. And you can see that the screws are mismatched. This screw came with the ratchet. Not sure if it's original, could be, looks like it might be. And it was missing a screw, so I kind of just put in a screw, and I have a video on how to age these screws because I wanted it to look old, kind of like that one, kind of old and gray. And you know, these screws, when they usually come from the pack, they're zinc and they're pretty shiny. So what I do is I heat them up, and I have a video on that. If you look through my videos, you'll find that, how to age zinc screws. And we just pull up here and we get the plate off. Here's the plate. It's pretty thick. It's looks like it's chromed all over. Pretty thick chrome job there. Everything's shiny. It's pretty heavy. Here's the gear. As I said before, this is pretty coarse. This is I believe 30 teeth. So the teeth look like they're in pretty decent shape. They don't look too bad. And the ball detent looks pretty perfect, actually. It looks well centered, and the peening looks also well centered. So pretty decent job there as far as the anvil and gear goes. And here is your bat wing or V wing pawl. And there's a pretty big ball underneath, and there's a spring that goes underneath the ball. So that's kind of a big ball for underneath a pawl. And like I said, this has a protrusion here, which kind of, this hole here is to stabilize the pawl, and that fits in that protrusion there. And as we see, is two teeth, two big teeth. So I don't know, seems adequate, like something this coarse with 30 teeth and a two-tooth, pretty big hefty pawl with two teeth. Seems pretty adequate. These are pretty heavy duty ratchets. I mean, like, these aren't flimsy. These are pretty, you know, these are pretty good. Every time I come across one of these, it's usually the same model, the same thing, everything. It's just different plates. I think they just put a different name on the plate, and they send it out to wherever it's going, whatever store or distributor, whatever name of that store or distributor. But these, I don't know, I always have a fondness for these. They always seem like they're pretty heavy duty, well built ratchets. This design from Indestro. And you take a look inside, everything looks pretty decent. You see a little bit of lines there on the opposite wall. You see a little bit of lines, but not too bad. You see some lines here. I'm not gonna take out the pawl because of the problem that I was telling you about with trying to get the switch back on. It's kind of a hassle, because that's hard metal, that protrusion, and to get it to form over, you gotta hit it pretty hard. And that's where I think the main problem with this ratchet is the switching. And you always find it missing a switch or a loose switch. Like, usually when you see a ratchet like this, like a snap-on, they'll have a switch, and they usually have like a post or a pin that goes through the pawl, so you can pin it over. And usually that switch pin and the switch is usually soft metal, so it's easy to paint over the pawl, you know, to keep it in place. But with this design, this Indestro, they decided to just put a little piece of a little metal, flat metal switch there, which I guess at the factory they can just hit it real hard with whatever machine they have, and that's that. But eventually, like I said, it works itself loose. So that's about it for that. Take a look inside, and this is what it looks like when it's ratcheting. Let me get it seated better. Okay. Switch it over. Yeah, this probably needs it needs some lube. Somebody was telling me the other day, why you never lube your ratchets when you open them up and you do these videos? Because it adds time, and I'm trying to hurry up and show all the stuff that needs to be shown, and I have to stop to lube it. Then I don't know, it adds maybe an extra minute or two, which I'd rather just show what's going on inside with the mechanism and how it works and stuff. Okay, so you put your plate on, you take your screws, you screw them back on. And see if it works. Yep, it's working. So yeah, there you have it. That's the Indestro USA 6472 half-inch drive ratchet. Good quality ratchet. Good quality, except for the minor stuff like the switch problem, whatnot. This is a pretty bulletproof ratchet. Okay guys, until next time.